Hi everyone, this is Ryan, and yes, I am the one who was reported on the news or on the clip that attached to this blogs, and since the case has been dismissed by the court a year or so ago, and I think I have rights to, to explain to the public about what's really going on. So yeah, today I'm going to explain every single part, like all the allegations that it says on the news about me. So.
Well, a mother from Louisiana came to Houston to escape an abusive relationship, but then the man she was running from found her. And what police say he did next landed him in jail. ABC 13's Daniela Hurtado joins us live tonight with this disturbing case.
So, I'm going to make a bottom line about the abusive relationship. All right. So, here's the thing. I was diagnosed twice with marital depressions. Can you imagine? I was diagnosed twice with the marital depressions during the marriage. So, can you imagine? If I was the abuser, why am I diagnosed with the depressions? What caused me to, suffer all these depressions?
Investigators say the suspect admitted to placing a GPS tracker in the victim's car. Tonight, law enforcement also confirmed the victim and the suspect shared 2 children together.
Okay, so the news says that the suspect, which is me, admitted to put a GPS tracker on the victim's car. I purchased 2 GPS trackers on both cars, mine and hers. Why? First of all, her car insurance or auto policy was under my name because we both don't want to wake up in the morning and found that our car were stolen. Number 2, my wife used my Uber account for a year since the end of 2021 all the way to 2022. She did Uber Eats delivery, like Uber Eats delivery, Instacart, DoorDash, and all that. She often take the kids with her during deliveries. Back in the days, carjacking incidents like 2-3 times a day, and it's everywhere in New Orleans. So, can you imagine? Or someone took your wife's car while the children was inside the car. That's the reason number 2.
The suspect is here at the jail tonight. He's accused of following the victim more than 300 miles here to Houston after law enforcement say she was trying to get away from him.
Oh, no. Okay. Again, since the case were dismissed already, right? So we're good. And I have rights to explain everything. So the news says that the suspect following victim more than 300 miles to Houston. I'm assuming if following, that means at the same time or at least like within an hour, right? Following. She left on April 19 and I left on April 22nd. So it's like 2 days apart. And the reason why, I'm not following actually. I didn't follow her. Every time we had an argument, she never speak up. So when she gets upset or when she feels something not right, or if she mad at me, there's 2 things. Number 1, she would not talk to me for a certain period of time, let's say a week or 2. Number 2, she take the kids out with her, go somewhere for a certain period of time, blocking my number. That's it. There is 2 things. On the April 17, the police came to our apartment after she called them. So yes, we admitted we were arguing, and however, I learned that the officer, after we both were interviewed separately, the officers came to me, and I learned that the officer said that, hey, listen, Mr. Nurdiansyah, no one is arrested for this incident. Why? Because there's no physical contact I didn't touch her, she didn't touch me. No physical contact. So no one was arrested. Number two, the police also mentioned that there's no restraining order. So that means there's no restriction between us. And also the officer said that wife and kids wished to spend the night at friend's house. Fine. So on Wednesday morning, I texted her and asked if I can pick up my daughter from her school. What happened was she already blocked my number. Fine. I went to school by 3 o'clock to find out that my daughter wasn't there. I was in shock when the teacher told me that, she didn't come to school today, and mom already request for, permission to absent for the rest of the week. I'm like, wow, I didn't know about it. Okay, thank you. Then I left. So since I put a GPS tracker, so I straight up checked the app and I saw they were already in the highway. And by 10 p.m. that night, I checked again the trackers and I was able to find the location. So they just got there in the Sugar Land, which I know that her cousin lives there in Sugar Land, Texas areas. It's like 30 minutes from Houston. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she blocked me. And that was the first time I ever lost contact with my children, ever. And on Friday morning, I received a phone call from a children's hospital saying that my daughter, next doctor appointment, which is the following Monday, was canceled by mom for unknown reason. And then I looked up my safety box, found out that kid's passport wasn't there. And I'm the one who paid for both passports. I don't want to wake up in next 2 days and find out my children were already in the Philippines. No, I don't want, hell no. So that's the reason why I decided to go to Houston that night. I contacted Department of Children Protective Service in New Orleans. I contacted the U.S. Department of State to prevent the abduction, and I contacted the Sugar Land Police. I sent an email, and then they called me, and I've spoke to one of the officer. I explained the situation, and he agreed to assist me or to help me to see my children.
Law enforcement say she was trying to get away from him in Louisiana.
That's what always happened. She tried to get away from me because I believe the green card is already on hand, right? So basically, on March 11, 2023, I reported her to the police because of what? Because of she left early in the morning. She took the kids, left in the morning, and she didn't go home during lunch break, and she didn't get home until 10:30, and that's never happened. And I tried to call her, but she blocked my number. Of course, I called the police. So when the police showed up, and they just got home actually, when the police showed up, I just told the officers that, officer, they just recently got home, probably like 5-10 minutes ago. And the officer said, that's fine. Can we talk? Absolutely. So he basically walked me out of the apartment building, and we just talked right in front of the entrance. And he started asking, like, what's going on? Basically, I just hand over my phone to the officers. Why I hand over my phone? Because we had a security cameras in our living room, which can monitor everything, what's going on. You cry, you sing, you dance, it's recorded. So I hand over my phone, and I let 2 officers watch the entire footage. And as it says on the police report narratives, that whatever the police watch on the footage is written on the police report narratives. I think in the part 4, or part 3, it is there. So the incident happened in March 11, 2023. So I let them watch the entire footage from, let's say 20 minutes ago. Also, I let them watch the footage from October 2nd, 2022, when my wife confessing to me that she has never intended to marry me. I'm like, fine, but come on, you know that we have security camera, so anything she said is recorded. So basically, I hand over everything, and the officer just went to his patrol car. I believe he did report things, and as soon as he come out and then hand over the report, he also advised me to contact the immigration department to report the situation. And I believe my wife know about it. So when the news says that the victim trying to get away from the suspect, no, it's not get away from me. That's her, you know, like she always been escaping since 2018. That's her style. The reason why, like back in the days, 2018, 19, 20, she always fled. She fled, she blocked my number, but then return home. Why is she still return home? Because she hasn't got a green card yet. But in that incident, she's fine. She already had 10 years green card, so why would she need to come back in her mind?
The defendant's abusive and aggressive behavior has been escalating.
Tonight, suspect Ryan Narwansaya is at the Harris County Jail following his arrest on Saturday, when police say he was found with a loaded gun 40 feet from the woman. He's accused of tracking to Houston.
Okay. The judge said that abusive relationship, threatening, whatever. And also, again, the words are following has been repeated, and the authorities found a loaded gun 40 feet away from a woman. Okay, this is my favorite part. So here's the thing. When I was arrested, they put me on handcuff like this. Both officers, they couldn't, refill my firearms here. I put it here, just right here, with the strap, everything is here. So after like 5-10 minutes, I just mentioned to the officer, hey officer, I have firearms. Where? It's on my left chest, fully loaded, on the safety mode, and I have my permit in my back pocket. So that's when the officer learned that I had the firearms on my chest. And if you ask me, why would you have a firearms? Okay. Again, I left New Orleans Saturday early in the morning, like 0001 a.m. I traveled to Houston with a public bus. With a public transportation. I took a bus. If you still ask me, like, why am I carrying? I need to protect myself. I've been permitted to carry, right? This is the permit. I carry everywhere. Even my wife knew that I always carry everywhere. Everywhere for what? For my safety. I carry everywhere. This is actually the firearms that I, on that incident. So this was the firearm. I carry everywhere. It's for my safety, definitely. See, this is one of my firearms. I had like four handgun and rifle. So to carry firearms. So, and again, the firearm is in a safety mode inside the holster. I know it's fully loaded, but inside the holster is in safety mode.
Records show the victim arrived to Texas on Tuesday the 18th.
When she fled with the children.
Once again, on the news says that the victim arrived in Houston Tuesday the 18th. No. Wednesday the 19th at 10 o'clock. Why? Because when I returned home from the jail, from when I was arrested, I found a traffic violation ticket. When I checked, it's under my wife. And what about it? Like, when was the violation? It's on Wednesday. Oh no, actually it was Tuesday, 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. That means she's still doing delivery on Tuesday. And she left on Wednesday, around 2 o'clock, I would say. because when I track her by 3 o'clock, she was already in Baton Rouge area. So I would say she left by 2 o'clock on Wednesday. So this news, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything because I had already filed a lawsuit against them last year. So let's listen.
That the children could be safe and she could be safe. He's alleged to have started to send her multiple messages that she understood to be threatening to kill.
No. Why did I send her multiple messages? First of all, she already blocked my number, right? My primary number. I had another 2 Google Voice number. I'm not sure if she already blocked that number. So since I knew it didn't went through, I tried using my other number just to make sure I want to see my children. Like, hey, what's going on? I miss them. This is the first time I ever separate from them for over 48 hours. So of course, why would she feel threatening? Like, which part?
Herself and himself. Behavior a hearing officer called concerning and a red flag during probable cause court. Pointing a firearm in front of their children, threatening to kill both her and himself. It's the reason she says she set his bond to $50,000 over the weekend. She said in court it was out of concern for the victim, her children, and the suspect's own safety. The state had asked for a $75,000 bond, and today Judge Tiaiva Bell in the 339th Harris County Criminal Court, pictured here last year in a photograph from our partners at the Houston Chronicle, reduced the suspect's bond to $30,000. ABC 13 tried getting answers as to why in order to provide a better context tonight, but we have yet to hear back. The suspect will be seen again in court this Wednesday for an arraignment hearing. In Houston, Daniela Hurtado, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Daniela. So, again, this case were dismissed. So, anything says on that news, you name it. And also, ABC News, thank you so much for your generosity. It's clearly they falsely 100% reported, 100%, like completely false, reported me. So, I don't know what was the last part of the narrative. It's like, the bond. The bond were set. The judge, the white judge, which was from the jail, from Harris County Prison. She set my bond to $50,000. The state asked to $75,000. Judge Tiaiva Bell lowered to $30,000. You know why, right? So, for the past 2 weeks, or for 2 weeks, like the day I was released from jail with ankle monitor and protective order, I went back home here to New Orleans, right? So, and I was represented by criminal defense attorneys, Mr. David Overhaul from Houston. So for 2 weeks, we worked together. You know, like, Ryan, can you send me this evidence? For sure. Boom, send. Ryan, can you? So I have everything. I have all evidence that I went to Houston to see my children after I have no access. My access were blocked by my wife. My access to my children were blocked. So that's the reason why I went to Houston. I want to see my children, especially after the passport were missing. So that's pretty much how I answer all allegations against me on the news.